Hey guys, it's Dave Bennett with the LPE project update. It's December 1st, 2017. And let me preface this by saying I don't know how these guys are finding us, but it's starting to happen. The biggest players in the industry, you guys know from the locksmiths, right? We worked with very large locksmith players who have a huge dispatch station, and they take in calls nationwide and resell the calls to locksmiths around the nation. That's all they do all day long for locksmiths, but they also do it for other industries. They're huge. Well, every industry is like that. And here's the thing, when you start doing things right and the way we're doing it, and you put the information out in a way that people understand that the supply can self-control and the whole operation can self-control at its own level, then demand starts asking how to get involved, and they want to beat their competitors in the door. I have had two guys so far just recently reach out, and they said, hey, we're experts in our industry. We like to take in the leads and get them locked into contracts on the way to the companies. We've been doing this for 30, 40 years. And so as we lock people into the contracts, that means it's a better deal for the companies. The companies can make more. We all get to make more, that kind of thing. So they want to be middlemen. Now, when I say middlemen, let me put it this way, okay? These are guys who are paying for, they're paying like up to, they're paying 30 bucks a lead in one case, okay? He just was completely clear about the numbers, 30 bucks a lead. He's hoping we can beat that. Now, 30 bucks per good lead for up to 1,000 leads a day in their industry. And you might say, quick, which industry is that? I'm not going to tell you. And here's why. This is going to happen fast with all the industries. We will reach out to those guys if they don't reach out to us first. As we start to get some of these AdWords rolling, which is finally happening now, if you see over here, we've got claimed, we've got Google approved, claim, Google approved. I'm going to point that out in a minute, what all that means in case you don't remember or don't know how to interact with it, because it's all happening right now. What's been going on? We have been really working on this back end to get everything right. And that, of course, led to, oh, yeah, we need to do this and that and this and that and this and that. There's still like 13 little things we need to do. Add in columns, make things obvious, make it possible for admin to change things without having to go into PHP my admin to do it. So there's just little nitty gritty things that we'll have done a few days, but the whole operation is right now, it's already running. Now, because it's running, those of you who are involved, already you're going to start to see your campaigns going live. By the way, um, where do I even want to go with this? I want to say this. We've got guys asking to be the end buyers for our leads to the tune of approaching $30,000 a day. And that's just, there are two industries that are similar. The one says up to 1,000 a day, the other says several hundred a day. That's what the way they put it. They can do that, okay? Now you might say, why are these guys in the middle like that? Well, I'll give you examples. Pest control. The guy who just comes out and deals with a pest cleanup issue and then leaves again, that's a tiny little job, doesn't pay much. That lead can't be worth a lot if it's just a one-off like that. But if you have the guys in the middle who know how to turn those sorts of things into contracts, the guy comes out for a slightly reduced cost up front on the contract, but then he comes back every other month and just does a run through, make sure everything is straight, okay? Then that is suddenly a much more worthwhile lead. It's a recurring income kind of a lead. It pays more in the long run, which suddenly makes that lead worth more to buy in the first place. Guys want to buy those leads from us if we can get the price point down useful, to a level that's useful for them. And guys are telling me flat out, they're getting leads from here, but that's kind of crap, like elocal.com. I had a guy say elocal.com sucks because the leads are shared. Okay. Then they said Home Advisor sucks for some other reason. Okay. This is the kind of feedback I'm hearing from these guys. And so they're looking for people like us who literally concentrate our resources and attention and focus on exactly how to streamline the process to get these leads in the door for them for sensible amounts of money, organically, by AdWords, maybe other things down the line. Right now, this is where we are. Having said that, these guys don't want to take 10 leads a day. They really don't. We're wasting their time if they have to set up for that, right? So as soon as we're up to like 100 leads a day, we can reach back out to them. But it's not going to take us long. Not now. Okay, I want to say something else. There's just something. If it was garage door repair, it's not just come out and fix a garage door, but let's come out and schedule to oil or grease the rudders every so often. Do some quick safety checks on the equipment to make sure it's not wearing out. getting too dry, etc., or too wet, or condensation buildup or anything, so that the motors don't burn out, whatever. So every industry has this kind of a thing going on. And so when you take the guys in the middle who are that kind of expert, then we can middleman to them, and they are buying from us as though they are the end buyers. From our point of view, they are the end buyers. They're not buying our companies, okay? We don't want to give away those. Those are ours. But they are buying the leads that come in. And so whether we're doing work for these companies or we're sending leads to them, we're going to start with these companies anyway. They're our proving ground. How do we get our costs down? Who do we make happy? How do we do it right? By the way, I just got my 4th call on the distressed home lead. So far, 3 out of 4 have proven to be totally awesome, like $5,000 profit bare minimum on the calls. And we're still only spending, I think now we're spending like, I don't know, 25 to 50 a lead at the most, okay? Something like that, just however many clicks, 2 or 3 at 25 each, something like that. It is insane how powerful that is. And we're just about to finally get that going now that we have this, up to this point on all the rest of the jobs. Okay, quick question answer, right? Some people are saying, how about more robocalls? We've had a few coming through. Some of you guys have seen that. Some of you guys have logged in and seen the robocalls that have been attributed to you by your promo code, for the payments you've made. Others of you are just doing calls manually. Totally fine either way. Okay. Still others of you are like, when with us? And the answer is soon. We had to stop going after the robocalls for a minute because we realized this. Each and every one of these, setting up the AdWord campaign properly, row by row, each and every one of these takes 2 to 3 hours each. Okay. To get everything done correctly, to get the right website chosen, the right web page chosen, the right phone number up into that, and get the whole thing connected to the call tracking metrics system. By the way, we integrated the way we connect all of that together. So we hit buttons now that add the guys to the individual jobs for their things, okay? And then send them the welcome emails. It's all getting integrated, all right? So that we can efficiently make sure that you log in and see what's going on. So far, you're going to be logging in at an account level, and you'll have to know which phone number applies to your job. So we'll make that clear in your area so that you know which calls you're listening to. All right. And for everybody listening to calls, whether you're the owner of the position, the LPE owner, or whether you're the cold caller who drew the lead in for that particular job, that job number, that job, or whether you're the AdWords funder that kicked on the campaign for that job. And by the way, that campaign is going live really soon now that we're at the point where we are. So Rob, you know who you are. That's going live soon. Yeah, Rob. So having said all that, what I want to say is we spent a lot of time making sure that this thing works and makes sense, and it does. And so now we know where everything is. It's great organization. It helps us move forward beautifully. We'll be able to continue tracking and cross-referencing and everything as we go. I'll give you some examples. When campaigns get approved, then they go up on a billboard. Everyone who signed up as an AdWords funder can log in and see the campaigns and decide if they want to claim them or not. Guys who claim them, claim them. The guys who claim them, get them first, right? So they're going to earn 20% by funding those AdWords at that level in that industry, okay? The guys who want to get into that sign up as AdWords funders. That's free. It's free to sign up as anything in the system. You can sign up as an LPE owner for free. Okay, you can sign up as an AdWord funder for free or a cold call crew member for free. And yes, you can sign up for all of them. Let me put those links up really, really fast to make sure you see where you sign up. Okay, format, font. Let me make this point clear. Guys, you should do this. Okay, is that clear? All right, let me just do this. Okay, gettrialleads.com in every case. If you want to buy assets, sign up here. If you want to be an AdWords funder, sign up here. If you want to be a cold calling crew member, sign up here. Can you sign up to more than one? Yeah, you can sign up for all three. Is it free? Yes. Go sign up for all three. Only caveat, use the same email address for all three sections. Okay. Why? So that the system, which is looking at cold callers separate from AdWords, separate from the LPE website owners, can match you. It matches by that by the email address. Okay, so make sure when you sign up you do that. Okay, As you sign up, you're told how to log in. And when you log in, you're going to be able to see what's going on, and you're going to be able to track all your payments. You're going to be able to figure out what you want to do. Now, I got to make a lot of points back to back, but let me just start at the top. Organic keyword results. I'm starting to get an explosion of Ahrefs emails that's talking about where our websites are starting to rank for keywords now. Ahrefs is finding that on website after website. Why? Crawled out of the sandbox. Okay, we took down all those backlinks, redid all the pages, waited for Google. By now, we're out of the sandbox. So now we're starting to rise and rank. So the next thing, I'm going through a list. I got this big list of oddball things to go through. Okay, we've created the master keyword list for selective backlinking through the tiers. Okay, so as we do backlinks through the tiers, you know, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, and tier 5 are now live. Okay. So tier 2 backlinks, tier 1, tier 3 backlinks, tier 2, which backlinks, tier 1, and so on. Then here's the thing. We're doing small stacks of backlinks all throughout the websites, okay? Carefully and with big time keywords, the right ones, okay? So those keywords, by the way, that are going through the websites match the keyword list that we're using for the AdWords so that Google can see even greater relationship to the AdWord, which is going to be something that helps push costs down. It also means organic results. Okay. Now we're creating the campaigns for all of the leads right now. And those of you who are already signed up, many of you have already logged in lately and you've seen it. You see that you have active campaigns happening on your websites if you're an LPE owner. You've seen as an AdWords funder campaigns you can claim, and some of you have reached out and hit the claim button and made a payment to claim a campaign, and then you see it in your current campaign list, and you're just waiting for us to move it from claimed to running, okay, which is the next step. We collect the money, we know you have it, the AdWords already done, the phone number's already done. All we have to do is move the money into the project and flip it on with a maximum daily amount to start off. Everything will start off conservative and rise, okay? Always protecting the money. Right? We don't want to waste your money. You wouldn't like us if we wasted your money. And then cold callers, same thing now. You should be able to see where your leads are going and the status of all those campaigns to see when things get flipped on. And all of you should be getting welcome emails into the call tracking metric system that allows you to listen to the recorded calls so that you can actually see how well we're coming, so that we can tell who is going to turn into recurring income streams. Okay, I'm going to make some more points. All right, it's taking 2 to 3 hours to set up each AdWord campaign for each lead. 2 if the lead added less information, 3 if they added more. Okay, something around there. So it's like 3 to 5 leads a day at this time for each guy working. Okay, we'll get them all done, get them all live this coming week. Okay, like I said, we're starting to get calls from big players. I want to make that point. These guys are guys that we can turn to as a catch-all for pretty much anything and everything and just split the money. I want to make another point. I've got guys who have said, hey, if we're buying into the shares and we're buying into the co-op, for instance, and we decide that we want to trade for something else, you know, can we? The answer is we're making room for that. You'll see as we go, because as the leads come in, that's going to dictate which areas get taken for which campaigns first. You guys who rush in and grab, you should do it, right? Be first, right? That's what you want to do. Having said that, if we find that, and we're building a grid to catch this, if we're getting clients who are signing up for the same industry in the same metro area, and we're attaching them to different websites, or they would have to be competitive AdWord combinations, then we're going to fix that. You know, we'll move you totally into either your choice of a different area, like a different state for different city lists, or into a different industry, different state. So it'll only be based on the tier you're in. So if you're a tier 4, we'll move you to a tier 4 in a different location or industry, because many of you have said choose for me anyway. So the guys who don't want that to happen, of course, we're not going to move you without you asking. But what we're going to do is have some sort of an alert that says you're eligible. Okay, so just realize, and I've had people ask, you know, are we going to run up against each other? And the answer is we're going to make sure to take care of all of you. 2,000 metro areas, and we've got 11 industry points right now. That's 22,000 individual campaigns. Okay, we're nowhere near that. All right, so don't worry. And if we ever get near that, we'll just open more industries anyway, right? We can take over a lot of things now. Guess what? Sign up as an LPE owner and get a project. The tiers are right now, they're open 1 through 5, ranging from $24.95 for a dedicated tier 1 down to a co-op tier 5. There's mini co-op tier 5 projects, and 4 and 3 and 2 as low as $100 each. Okay, what does that look like? I want to show you a few more screens before and get on with this. Okay, so take a look. If you sign up as an LPE owner and log in, okay, then on your dashboard, you're going to see what you own. Okay, these are the things you bought, whatever you bought. Okay, now in the beginning you didn't buy anything, so you would go to LPE websites to hunt and peck and decide what you want to get. Hunt and pick. Okay, I want to make some points. There are 2 unowned active jobs right now that are on the verge of being live. They will be live by Tuesday, okay, on this website. Okay, if you want, come in and get a project, or go through the main website and say choose for me. What do I mean by that? I mean this. Go to theme2html.com, right? Do this quick, guys, who want to do it. All right, go to Streamline Project, okay, and down here in the co-op, okay, a tier 1, okay, these are all tier 1s, right? Say yes for the co-op for 600. And this is going to be a tier 1 anyway. It's just so far into the game that we can afford to bring this down. Just go for it. Industry, say choose for me. State, say choose for me. If you happen to be one of those first 3, it's actually 3 guys, because here's what I have. I have this. I've got a garage door protect website for Arizona right now. That thing is open and it's got an active job on it. The fellow who had this URL basically paid an upgrade to switch to something else. And so when he did, because he thought, wow, you got this far, well, I want to make sure to do it right. I want to go bigger. And so he did. And so having said that, it left this thing hanging there. So right now, this is not owned by anybody. And that's why I haven't marked in yet. This, 3 of the 5 jobs are owned by somebody, but there are 2 more that are not. So these are 3 jobs that are just straight lying around waiting. Okay, they're going to be done fast. Anyone who wants to get them, get them. They're shared projects, all 3 of them. What do I want to say next? Otherwise, sign in and pick and choose what it is you want from the list, which is the easiest way to do it. And don't worry, we got leads coming to everybody. They will be coming to everybody. We got so many people, many of whom are self-funding, many of whom don't own their own assets. Okay, that's helpful. And so then the leads have to go on to other people's projects. That's what I mean to say. All right. So if you do go to LPE websites, it looks like this when you sign in as an LPE owner, okay? Wow, you can see the industry, you can see the URL, you can see whether it's a dedicated site or a shared website. You can see what the tier is and how much it would cost to get it, and you can get it, okay? You can get it. It's a PayPal payment. You just take claim website and then make the PayPal payment, and it'll line you right up. It'll show up on your dashboard. You'll own it, okay? If you want to search for something, search for anything you want. If you wanted to search for roofing, there's not going to be any, it doesn't show as an industry right now, okay? Let me see, DUI. Nothing for DUI? Wonder why. Oh, GDR, well, watch this, ready? Garage, all right? Garage door repair. Right now, these are the things that are extra that we have in the system. We got more stuff coming soon. Okay, garage door repair, but these are awesome, totally worth doing, especially garage door repair. Now, and towing pretty soon. Thing about towing is that those calls are going to be more manually done, so the payments for that, we're going to figure out how much it really costs per lead and just pretty much dictate that. Garage door repair, though, that's huge. That industry does not die, and it's there. If you wanted to look for tiers, you could do like tiers, right? I don't know how you're going to do a tier. Okay. You could do payments, though. You could say, you got anything for $400? What have you got for $400? You might say that. Have you got anything for $800? No. Have you got anything for $600? Right? Just decide what you want to look for. Okay? You'll find it. So you can sort by all these things. All right? You just sort and see what's there. It goes all the way from $24.95 at the top to $100 at the bottom. Yeah, okay, it's just not taking the payment. But if I switch this way, oh, I'm sorry, the 100 ones are gone. Okay, the 200s. 200s are left. All right. Now, come in and get whatever you want to get in any combination. Okay, it's up to you. Now, what if you weren't signed in as an LPE owner, but what if you signed in as an AdWords funder? Okay, here's the point I want to make about that. And that has everything to do with the list that we're seeing is having over here. Remember how I said there are claimed campaigns and then they're Google approved, right? Everything else is on the way there. Once the CTM phone number is added to the web page, the call tracking metrics phone number that everyone can listen to, the next step is to finalize the campaign and make it Google approved. And when Google says the account is approved, somebody comes in and manually updates this. And then what? Immediately, it's available here for AdWords funders. So if you signed up as an AdWords funder, right there, okay, and you can, again, you can sign up for all these things and get yourself going in any of these anytime you want, okay. If you sign up as an AdWords funder and you log in, you're going to see what you could get. These are the things that are available right now, and it's really a race. It's whoever finds out first and decides to grab one of these gets it before anyone else. This is what it takes to make the AdWord campaign happen, so that all of a sudden we can start getting leads calling through to these, well, these guys. And as we do that, then for everyone that this is good for, we're going to talk them into a week-by-week contract, which is simple. It's just a simple process. We go through going, hi, you like your leads? Here's your call report. Here's what we sent you. You know, we know you like your leads. We know they'll like their leads because we already listened to the calls. We know it. All right. And then when we call them and they say, heck yeah, I want to get on that thing, it becomes a recurring income stream, anywhere from 300 to 800 or 900 a month, just depending. Okay. And you might say, well, I want to get one instead of the other. The thing is thinking multiple, okay, because no one can know in advance, right? All you know is this. You'll get to see some basic information about these guys. We're going to replace business name with city and state, because the business name by itself doesn't matter to you, but the city and the state may, okay? But just trust whatever we're doing with the payment structure and get those campaigns, okay? Once you do, you're going to have a current campaigns. You're going to see all your campaigns. You're going to see your payment history, okay? Complete with transaction IDs and dates, right? I just want to let you know that we're making this entire thing literally as transparent as possible so that we can grow, okay? Get in. Now, I've had a lot of people, I want to make some points. Why would you bother getting a project, okay? Why would you get an LPE project if you could be a cold caller or an AdWords funder? Well, that's how you earn more percentages, okay? There are 5 paying percentages. We've covered this many times. Some of you guys really, you kind of have this memorized by now. Whoever owns the asset, owns the LPE project, right? Whether it's shared or dedicated, somebody owns that. They get 20% of the project's costs that go through there, okay? They get 20%. Whoever is the cold caller and brings the leads in, they get 20% for their leads, okay? Of the profits for their leads. Whoever's the AdWords funder also gets 20% for that. The other 40% is not up to you guys. That's internal to our system. That's everything from website management, hosting, to all the admin stuff to connect up the CTM and pay for everything, to the AdWords, the senior Google partner who is running the AdWords management and building a team to be able to help him expand that out so that we can handle this over a larger group of people per day. They get paid on straight commission. They only get paid by making our dreams come true, okay? So why would you want if you were a cold caller, why would you bother getting an asset? You move up from 20% profits to 40% profits on payouts. Okay, this is like going from $700 a month to $1,400 a month for a one-time payment to get the project in the first place. Okay, that way when you do cold calling, you can assign it to your own project. So you own the 20% for owning the project and the 20% for being a cold caller, right? What about being an AdWords funder? Well, that's just it. Some people cannot afford to go that far. Other people can afford to go that far. Right now, we have this thing strided so that everyone can get in, okay? AdWords funders. If you get in and you're funding your own AdWords for the cold caller leads that you got on your project, you're making 60% profits from those guys. And you can see it all in your system. It's transparent. And you can listen to the calls to make sure that they're making sense. Just like the AdWords managers listen to the calls because they want those calls to be nice so that they get paid. Okay, they absolutely, that is their way of getting paid, to make sure those calls make sense, at least as many as possible. Our goal is 1 in 3 calls consistently is a good lead and sellable. Okay, that's like what we want for every industry, and we're doing that right now with the hardest of them. The distressed home industry is the hardest of them. And now that we're picking up funding and we're done with the main structure of everything we've been doing, we're going to start to filter up those AdWords campaigns that people have been getting now, make sure to turn them on, make sure we like that everything's connected. That's next week. We're doing that with everyone's campaigns. Then what? Then we can go back to robocalling, getting more, and streamlining the speed at which we can take care of everything in the process. It's really amazing. This is how we build our way up, guys. And it's stair stepping our way up. This is exactly how we start to make a lot of money quick. So 2 reasons for you to get LPE projects anyway. One is you move up in profits. Another one, you get organic results. Okay. You can't do it as a cold caller, and you can't do it as an AdWords funder. But if you own the project, you own the actual website. Okay. The higher the tier, the better the backlinking. And so the higher the tier, the more organic results you're going to get in the long run. Okay. And then also, third point, your position. So it's 3 reasons, not 2. Sorry. Your position can be the recipient of other jobs. Other guys who sign up as cold callers or AdWords funders who don't get an asset yet, they're just saying, hey, I want to fund anyone and everything. By the way, there are guys who are asset owners who actually say, I want to fund everyone's everything anyway, just to spread across the industries. I want leads everywhere. Okay. I want to get 20% of this industry and that and that and that. There are guys doing that. Okay. So as guys are doing that, if you have places for those leads to go, right, we can match you. So if you happen to own Arizona for garage door and you're the next guy up, okay, and we get a lead coming in Phoenix for garage door repair, commercial or residential, whatever, then guess what? We can apply it to your website. Okay, so you can get 20% for somebody else putting that lead there, and maybe somebody else is going to fund it, or you'll fund it, whoever claims the campaign. There are no rules for who claims the campaign. We're trying to set it up so that guys who self-fund, of course, are claiming their own campaigns. They're making payments, claiming their own campaigns. But everything else that goes up on that billboard, that's free for grabs. Anyone can claim those campaigns and earn 20% from those payouts. Okay, why would you get higher tier as opposed to a lower tier? Because obviously it's going to cost more. Backlinking benefits higher tiers more than lower tiers, right? Higher tiers get more organic traffic faster. Those are free leads, so they have the greatest profit percentage. Also, when leads appear which are not self-funded, we're going to choose a good fit. We want to get leads on all the projects, but of course we want to start with the higher tiers because those guys are committing more upfront, right? They're the ones who really push us along. The only reason we've been able to build is because you guys buy stuff, okay? I've had guys say, can't you finish everything before you continue? And the answer is no, because it takes months to build this kind of a monster, and we have to keep paying out every month. There is no way around that. We got a lot of people working. But it's like a tsunami. Again, I've got calls coming in from guys at the highest level of the game. It's almost like being paid a compliment to get a call from people who can handle up to 1,000 leads, who are talking to you politely on the phone about how far along you are and whether you know numbers yet. We're gonna probably know some of these numbers at the end of next week. Okay, you guys made that possible. That's why we make it easy to move you around as needed, to let you buy in at higher and lower tier levels, so that we can give you room to get going. We allow cold callers to bring in cold calls for anyone's assets if they want. We allow AdWords funders to pay for AdWords for any campaign that goes live, whether you own it or not. We made all of this possible so everyone can help everyone else. Over the years, we realized that the biggest thing that kept us from ever getting rich was that it kept taking us a long time to do every individual project that somebody would appear and say, hey, I think I want to do a directory for weight loss products. It's like, okay, that's your plan? Yeah, it sounds pretty good to you? Okay. So then everything we do goes in that direction for that one client. Has nothing to do with the next client over, or the next client over, or the next client over. Well, we finally said, you know what our problem is? We're going in so many directions we can never build up, right? We can't put everyone in one pot going in one direction. Well, now we said, how do we make that happen? And that has literally been the development we've been going through all this time. And we're at the end now. We're literally turning on the campaigns. You guys are funding them. We're hitting go so that we can get calls to these guys so that a bunch can say, yes, please, I want to sign up. What's it going to take? And then we can lock them into payment structures so we can spread the wealth. All you guys get in. Get an asset if you don't have one. If you're a cold caller who doesn't have an asset, get an asset so you can start self-funding yours. Okay, you can still say, you want cold calls to go to everybody, so you can spread yourself. That's no problem. But you make 40% if you get your own asset in at least some industry. Okay, and then average funder, same thing. Get an asset. Okay, you can self-fund your assets across the industries. Right now, whoever's got winning combinations, just think about it, right? The winning combinations benefit everyone, but they benefit you. And the more you buy in and the more you can rely on the pollination of results, the more you can rely on the consistency of your monthly income for every asset you own. That's what's totally valuable. And the fact is this, assets, when you get the LPE websites, it's like getting the office spaces that other people, you own the building, other people run in and do their work. Okay, so if you had a garage door repair website for Arizona, even as a co-op, there could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 active jobs being built inside that one project over time. Okay. If you're just a cold caller, well, the cold callers are individual, but if you own the asset, then it can actually produce 40% for you if you're for getting your own cold calls to you. And also, other people can bring their calls into you too, their leads into your asset as well. And like I said, anyone who buys an asset goes, boy, is that going to get cramped because you've already got other guys there? If we run into that, that's why we're building our grid. As the leads come in, we'll just know what gets filled up first, second, third, and we'll just move people as we need. We'll make that possible for you, and you'll see some kind of a flag saying, yep, you can choose this or that. Okay, that way you can choose. Okay, it'll probably even be drop downs of what you can choose because we're actually that far along now in terms of organization of the back end. It's nuts. Okay, now I want to make this point. You're watching a video. Sign up to my YouTube channel by hitting the subscribe button below the video. Okay, and hit the bell icon. If you have not subscribed, subscribe. If you have not hit the bell icon, hit the bell icon so you can be notified whenever I put out a new video, right? That way you're always in the loop on the latest. All I want to say is this, get in, okay? Get in all three of these and see what's there. You just never know, okay? Until you get in, sign up for all three of these and look around, okay? Pay attention because you want to use the same email address for all three. And also, you will use different passwords to log in, okay, as either an average funder or a cold caller or an LPE owner. You will use the different passwords to log in. All right, just be aware of that. Note them down, okay? The default password when you first sign up here, okay, is LPE project. That's the default password. Once you log in, hit edit my information or edit your information and change it, okay, to whatever you want it to be. I've had people ask, is there anything I can lose if other people log in? The answer is not really, because you're not admin. So you don't really have the right to change stuff, okay? You just see all your information in one place. The biggest thing is just other people can kind of see what you're doing if you don't change it. So change it. Having said that, it's really a big deal. If we were further along, we would release this earlier, like for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, for hey, go ahead and get the tiers, but we just didn't have time. We're doing this in the right way. All right. Okay. I think that's it. I don't know what to tell you, guys. Yeah, really, you've been making it possible for us to build a monster. Keep it up. Keep getting assets. They're worth gold. Keep getting leads. They're worth gold. We are starting to put together a team of human callers to go along with the robocalls. So anytime we feel like robocalls are not working in particular industries as well as we want, we're going to switch to human callers. And the human callers are going to be cold callers who actually call for upfront payment per guy they get. Comes out of the money you're paying in. There is one thing I want to make. This is a caveat that we didn't notice before, but we have to point this out. It's just important. Leads should cost around 25 bucks each, something like that. You know, lawyer leads a little more, 30, 35 bucks each, maybe. Okay. Leads can cost 20 bucks each. It just kind of depends on the batch. We can't really guarantee how many leads you're going to get for a certain amount of money, except that your first leads have to cost more. Why? Well, for all kinds of reasons, obviously. Like I said, we have to take some of the money out anyway to get other guys to go grab a bunch of leads to put into the system. That's one thing. But there's another one. We forgot about this. I want to point this out. It'll make total sense to you instantly. Every time we get a new lead come in, okay, for every one of those leads, right, we have to create a different, call tracking metrics account with a different call tracking metrics phone number. Every call tracking metrics phone number that we get costs us $30 a year. Okay, so every lead up front isn't just 25 bucks or so, it's 30 plus 25, it's 55 bucks. Okay, that's the downside. Let me give you the upside. So once we get them in and get them on the phone number, okay, then I've had people say, does that mean every lead has to cost 55 bucks? No. And again, I'm just rounding because again, it depends on the batch. The answer is no. Here's why. Say we get 5 leads or whatever, just picture some of these leads, right? And say we can do something for like 3 of them, but not the next 2. Okay. These guys take a walk for whatever reason. Those companies take a walk. Well, if they do that, these phone numbers just got freed up. So next leads that come in, hey, we can start by filling them into phone numbers that already exist. Okay, so the phone numbers stick all year long. There is no throwing them away if a lead takes a walk. We keep the phone numbers. So then the next lead is just replacing one guy with the next guy. Okay. Okay. So just so you know, leads cost like that. Okay. So just be aware of it. Other than that, we're working with everyone to get them going and getting all this to happen. And you guys are working with us, and just have patience like you've been doing and keep growing. I mean, I don't know what to say. This is really getting amazing. All right, that's it for now. Get in, get going. Like I said, just sign up. Sign up. It takes like 3 minutes to sign up to each of these sections. I'm not kidding. It's so short and simple to go to any one of these. Look at this. You know, if we went here now, okay, that's it. First name and last, email, phone, country, address, city, state, zip code. I don't even think address is required. You can add it for your own notice, for your own information, right? Then submit it. Okay, it'll tell you how to log in, capture the information. Now, after that, go here. AdWords Funder. First name, last name, country, address, city, state, zip, email. Okay, make sure it's the same email address that you use for all 3 of these sections. Phone number. How much do you have available for AdWords funding? Just so we have a clue. You're not going to spend the money. Okay, until you feel like it. Okay, that's what these boxes say. You're just giving us an idea what's possible out there, right? So we know who to call if we have something interesting and you might be interested. Are you self-funding? Yes or no? If you are self-funding, okay, then just let us know which of the assets that you own already. Okay, self-funding means you're paying for your own projects. Okay, what industry is that in? Just so we have a clue, so that we can make sure to match your leads to your projects in the industry of your choice. Okay. Now, once you get inside the system, you can always edit and change and update the information. It's not an issue. Okay, so don't worry about what you choose the first time around. If there's something you don't know how to change, just ask me, we'll fix it. If you accidentally sign up with different email addresses, ask me, we'll fix it. Then go here, you know, cold caller crew. First name, last name, phone number, business name, if applicable. Business phone's usually the same as your contact phone. Country, address, city, state, zip, Skype name, and your email address to sign up. That's how easy it is to sign up for all these things. So for those of you who have something like RoboForm, right? If I just do that, it basically filled in everything. I just touch that up, okay? And the rest of it is good to go. I could just hit submit, except I already did. And so there's your point, Okay, that's exactly how easy that is to sign up for these forms. And then that way you can go log in, see what's there, decide how you want to get involved. Get involved, guys. This thing is self-perpetuating. It's just going to snowball now. There's so many people behind it, so many people in front of it, and so many guys on the side who say, how can we help? That there is no end to it. And we're going to take care of all of you in the process. That's exactly our goal. You know what a bigger bit of cloud is than to tell someone you're a millionaire? Tell someone you created millionaires, right? Tell someone you're replacing people's incomes and they can now work from home and they can build with you, okay? You guys are helping us do that for you. And we're all doing it together for us. Okay. So this is the biggest, best project we've ever created. I'm very happy you guys are aboard. I'm very proud of all the work that's gone into this by so many people and the fact that we can do this now. And it's really raising eyebrows at the highest level. I can't even imagine where we're going to be in half a year, but every one of those leads that we can do something for, 300 to 900 a month, they're going to just keep paying. So like an average of, 600, 700, 800 a month, maybe 700 a month. Imagine that. You're right. So whatever the upfront costs are to get the right guys, totally worth it. Say you bought a couple of assets and you bought a round of robocalls and you bought a round of hours a few times to get the right guys. All right. Say you spent $1,000, right? Just making the point. And say you only got one good guy out of it. If you're getting 500 a month off that guy, you recover your income in the first 2 months. So 10 more months, that's another $5,000. Okay, that's 6 times your money in a year would mean it's the best stock you invested in all year. Okay, so what if you can multiply on that? What if you can keep doing the same thing over and over again? That's exactly what we build in here. And we're controlling it so you won't make mistakes. And again, if you get an asset, and somebody else beats you to that punch, it just so happens that the lead got assigned to somebody else who came in earlier, then it doesn't matter because you're going to be able to swap. And we're going to find room for you in the process. We're just taking care of our own because you guys are making this happen. And as we take care of you, you're going to stick around. Everyone benefits. All right. Thanks a lot. Thanks for keeping up. Thanks for having the patience with us to let us put all this together because this is a big project, but it's happening. Pretty soon, you guys are all going to be able to log in. All of you guys got notified for call tracking metrics. Go log in. See what that's about. Understand where the call log is. Understand what you're listening to. Understand how to log in and listen to the calls, right? That's what's going to happen. All of you guys have that going for you right now. How many of you guys don't know what that means? Let me just show you, okay? Log in, all right? I'm just going to show you, all right? And once you're in here, let's say you got in for one of these accounts. I don't care. Let me just choose a guy. As a matter of fact, I can choose. I don't care who. Okay. It could be this guy or that guy. And you get calls in here for different amounts of time. Now, most of these are old, and this is before we knew what we were doing. But the fact of the matter is all of these have audios that can be listened to. These form call records, call logs. Let me do another one because it's more, up front, right? Let me just do this real fast. All right. Just so you can see what that's like, right? Here was a call that lasted 13 minutes. Totally good lead. 5 minutes. Totally good lead. Okay? 4.5 minutes. That was me checking it out in the beginning. And then some of the guys that happened to call and not even answer, we called them back. And guess what? They were interested. They just were a little nervous, but we called them back. Now, what does that mean? That means exactly that. We're getting it to happen. In this case, we're talking about the distressed home industry, and these guys are worth a lot of money each. All right. So the amount we spent to get these guys, totally worth it. Right now, it's every few calls, and maybe this one right here is also a great lead. Just came in recently. Okay. Literally 6:51. It's 8:07. So like an hour ago and 18 minutes. Okay. Isn't that nuts? All right. That's what's happening. I'm just going to break off even and let them know, hey, did you guys call that person back? Because maybe that's the 4th lead already, okay? It is definitely local, so it could very well be. It's somebody named. It could very well be a great lead. So we're going to call them back. All right. This is amazing. Talk to you soon. Bye.